Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we are continuing our meta-analysis series, meta-analysi series, where we just, look at events, online events and stuff, and look at it. So, I did realize that I missed one, like last week, I guess. I'm like off, so this week we're gonna have two meta-analysis. We have number 4 and then number 5. Number 5 just happened this last weekend. Like yesterday weekend, and then this one happened the week before, like the week of 22 and 23rd of May. So yeah, we're a little behind, so 2 this week. So if you like those, you got them. Okay, so what we're gonna be looking at today is the results of Circuit Series, Victory Road Circuit Series, Spring Series, qualifier number 4. So these are, pretty big online events. 120 players, takes place on Sword and Shield. Series 9, of course, and then 7 Swiss rounds plus single elimination top cut. So, getting to these final placements are actually very difficult. Going through top 32 and then single elimination top cut. Single elim is tough. As soon as you lose, you're out. So it's pretty tough. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, right? Why push it off anymore? So in first place, we've got Victor Medina with the dual horse team, which is really cool. The Ice Horse and the Spectra Glacier combo. That's something we've seen a little bit more popularized recently, which is kind of cool. We've got Eviolite Clefairy, of course. Friend Guard is actually very solid. Put it next to Spectra or the Glacier, and it works pretty well. No Trick Room on the team is actually kind of pretty interesting for that. But Nasty Plot Spectre is very fast and very good. Regilucky as well is very fast as well. Urshifu and Rillaboom, all in all, a lot of really good stuff in the back. Urshifu Regilucky has been something like a duo combo that's been very, very popular. Very similar to like Incineroar Rillaboom. Just a very solid, offensive presence in the back. Of course, Rillaboom Incineroar also offers, Incineroar's Intimidate and stuff. And then you also have Fake Out. But that's an offensive duo, right? Like, they don't really provide anything else. They do have speed control in the form of Electro Web with Regilucky, so it does have that. But, yeah. Speaking of Regilucky, look at this top 8. It's everybody's got a Regilucky, except one player in 7th place. It's crazy. So, yeah, Regilucky stonks going up. Everybody using Regilucky definitely trending up. It's never been not used, like, in competitive play. Like, it's always had its time. Since it came out, but wow, 7 out of 8 of top 8, crazy showing for Regilucky. Anyway, back into it. In 2nd place, we have Benji Wang, very well-decorated player in VGC 2020. Cool team. What is this? Why you got a Turtonator on the team? What is that guy doing? Leftovers, Iron Defense, Body Press stuff? Cool is all I really have to say, though. Like, that's cool, but what? Who uses Turtonator? Benji Wang, you're on something else, man. You're going crazy. But more power to you. That's awesome. I love seeing weird things do well at big events, or even like 120. Like, this is a mid-size event, but still crazy seeing it piloted to a 2nd place finish. Incredible. I wonder how much usage it got, like, in those games, right? Like, how much did you actually use it? Crazy. Regilucky Life Orb this time, which is kind of interesting. The Assault Vest on the Lando. Of course, Gothitelle, you've got the Miracle Seed Rillaboom with the Protect, which is cool. You got U-Turn, Grassy Glide, Fake Out. Not even going for like high horsepower, close combat, or superpower or anything like that. Just going U-Turn, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Protect. Like it. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about this. We got a Sword Stance Lumberry Glacier with a Trick Room on the Gothitelle, so pretty cool stuff. In 3rd place, we've got Terran Birdie with the Rillaboom, Togekiss, the Urshifu Regilucky that is very, very popular at this event, Gothitelle and Lando. So kind of lacking in offensive pressure. We do, of course, have Scopeland's Togekiss and like Lando T. Rillaboom, Urshifu, Regilucky are definitely good. This seems like Regilucky is Dynamaxing a lot during this event. Life Orb, Regilucky definitely seems like a Dynamax Mon. So, of course, we have, Togekiss at Scope Lens and the Regilucky at Life Orb. So, it's not like it's actually lacking any offensive pressure. It just doesn't have any, like, set guy that's just, boom. Like the other ones have Ice Horse. There's Regirock in here. Ice Horse. Yeah, I mean, I think the format is pretty wide open to what your Dynamax is going to be, right? Like, Of course, on these two teams, we see, you know, the first team is probably going to be Spectre or the Glastrier, but we do see, well, it's and Regilucky, but it's Choice Specs Regilucky once you know that, so that's not going to be Dynamaxing. But these other teams, you know, like Glastrier or Turtonator, I mean, Turtonator's not going to be Dynamaxing on this team, actually. It's going to be Regilucky if not, because of the Life Orb. But yeah, really what I'm saying is that this format's really wide open, right? Like, your team can be really odd, right? We're seeing, you know, Gothitels being played a lot, actually an incredible amount of 3 Gothitels in top 8. That's a lot, right? Like, that's more than we ever really see in a top 8 in this format. So it's really interesting seeing so much. I mean, Fake Out Trick Room is good, like, right? That's, like, very solid on a Pokemon. Hypnosis, it has a lot of interesting tech things. I think it gets screens. It has, like, a lot of different, you know, interesting tech options. So, pretty cool. Anyway, moving on, in top 4, rounding off our top 4, we have Aidan Jackson here with the Regirock team, sporting that Regirock, bringing that Tapu Koko, Life Orb Tapu Koko, physical Life Orb Tapu Koko. We've got Brave Bird, Wild Charge on there. That is really cool. Regirock Weakness Policy with the Curse, really good. And then 3 good moves, you know, Rock Slide, Drain Punch, and Ice Punch with the Curse. Pretty cool. This is not going to be Dynamaxing as much as you would think, you know. You're going to Curse up a couple times. You might take a little bit of damage and not want to Dynamax. So you have Tapu Koko there as well. Gastron can. Serena can. For sure. Regilucky can, but probably won't. Focus Sash is not Life Orb. It's not really going right for the damage, but still really interesting. You know, we have a couple of Series 6 options, the Serena and the Talonflame, things we haven't seen in a little while. Gastron, something we haven't seen in a while. You know, it used to really be for like colossal teams, just to like eat up that water weakness, and then you know, for your like for a couple things, you know, we saw a lot of Gastron in like Series 5, Series 4 stuff in previously. And, of course, in past generations as well. So it's interesting seeing it come back. And, yeah. And on this team, honestly, you know, with Regilucky, it definitely serves a good purpose, you know, for sure. Regilucky and Tapu Koko both being on the same team is kind of interesting as well. You know, of course, they do serve different purposes. Electro Web on the Regilucky is giving it a little bit more speed control. When the Tapu Koko is a Life Orb physical, it's going to be doing more damage. So, yeah, cool stuff. Next we have in 5th place, the only player to be 7-0. Yes, the only player for 7-0. So that is, you know, Marco Silva did get number 1 in seeds. Unfortunately, did whiff the top 4, just barely, but still an amazing finish for that for sure. We do see more Togekiss, of course, which is really cool. Urshifu, Regilucky, Gothitelle, Lando, Rillaboom. A very solid team for this format. Something we didn't, honestly, something I wasn't expecting to see too much of. Is Togekiss comeback. That is a pretty interesting comeback, but it's definitely showing off. Let's see if it's the Scope Lens. It is. So it's Super Lux Scope Lens, which is something, you know, we haven't seen in a while, to be honest. Like, this was a Series 5 tactic, right? Series 7, Glastrier and the Ultra Beast and stuff came back. Lando, all these Pokemon kind of put Togekiss out of the spotlight for a series, and then Series 8 came along, and we were like, oh yeah, no Togekiss. We're using max box legendaries, and like we're using Dynamax restricteds now. Get out of here, you know, weird bird thing, I guess. What even is Togekiss, man? What is this thing? Like, what is this, man? What is anyway? Yeah, so it's really interesting seeing that big of a resurgence for that. We are seeing more Gothitelle as well, which is really interesting. Hypnosis, Fake Out, no Trick Room on this one actually as well, which is really interesting. So we're really just seeing support Gothitelle with Mental Tag, so it's pretty cool. Or Mental Herb. I don't know why I said Shadow Tag. Why that? I don't know. Anyway, cool team. In 6th place, we do have Pascalis. I really hope I said that right. I probably did. I probably whiffed that completely. Pascalis. I don't know. But we do see Glastrier, Clefairy, which is cool. We do see the Celesteela as well. I feel like this is, yeah, it is Assault Vest offensive. I was gonna say it's probably not. But we do see a very, like, Pokemon that aren't always gonna be offensive. Nowadays, of course, Celesteela is offensive. We always see that. But yeah, seeing so much Life Orb Regilucky is pretty interesting to me. You know, a lot of players really using that more of like a supportive engine with Electro Web. I've seen it as screens, but that was really kind of just a Series 7 thing. We haven't seen that since. If you're going for screens, you're going for a better Pokemon for that for sure. But fast screens is still an option. You know, we see it on Dragapult every now and again. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. We're seeing Hyper Beam as well, so it has a little form of speed control in the Dynamax engine as well, so that's pretty interesting. Clefairy, doing some good stuff. You know, we've seen actually a lot of Clefairy. 1, 2, 2 in top 8, which isn't a lot, I guess, but it is a good bit. Honestly, like it's a good bit. We do see the Swords Dance Lumberry on Glastrier without the Trick Room, so we're not seeing much Trick Room with Regirock anymore. So with Glastrier, typically we'll see like a P2 or a Dusclops on these Glastrier teams. We're not seeing it as much. I mean, of course, we do have Gothitelle here in second place on that team, but in first place, nothing. In sixth place, nothing. Like, we're not setting Trick Room up for our Glastriers anymore. That's okay. It probably has speed, you know, not like speed investment, but not 0 speed. So it can outspeed these other base Glastriers, and then you just taunt the their Trick Room user, and then you can beat the Glastrier Mirror. So that's really interesting. You know, Glastrier Mirrors were always something that was kind of annoying and not really that fun in Series 7. So, you know, seeing these new age techs for that, just being faster Glastriers and not really caring about Trick Room, is pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's really cool. And, you know, like Dynamax it's really bulky, it lives anyway, so that's cool. In 7th place, we have Arasha Amamati, another really, like, you know, another player that popped off in 2020 and 2021. Not that he was a bad player ever, you know, like, obviously, you know, has a lot of insane tops throughout time. Anyway, yeah, in 7th place here, we do see Ferrothorn. We see Sandcore, which is really interesting. Ferrothorn, Cresselia, Tapu Fini, and Incineroar. So a very solid, you know, defensive core. Very good physical attacking team with a lot of support for that. Of course, you know, we see the Tapu Fini. No kind of anti-Intimidate really on this team. But we do have our own Intimidate in the form of the Incineroar. And then Cresselia as well. Probably has Icy Wind as well. Mental Herb, no, actually no. So it's just a Trick Room, Ally Switch, Moonblast, Helping Hand. Interesting. So no Calm Mind, no Icy Wind, nothing like that on that Cresselia, which is cool. Shuka Berry on the Incineroar is interesting. Definitely makes sense on this team. You know, you have a lot of that weakness, so it's not bad to have. We do see Life Orb, Excadrill, which is interesting, and then Weakness Policy on the Tyranitar. We haven't really seen Excadrill, like, Tyranitar stuff in a while. It's been, like, before Series 7 when, you know, like Incineroar came back and stuff. So that was really like a Series 5, a big Series 5 thing. And then Series 7 kind of like, you know, put it right back. And of course, Series 6 it was banned. So yeah. Ferrothorn doing the Body Press Iron Defense stuff is pretty cool. Leech Seed Protect is cool. I do like to see the Ferrothorn in the format. You know, there's not really too many good fire Pokemon other than Incineroar. Like, we're really just seeing a lot of Incineroar, a couple Entei every now and again, Rotom Heat every now and again, and a little Marowak here. You know, Torkoal, of course. But yeah, that's cool stuff. I like the team. Awesome stuff. I like seeing the Sand team, right? We only really see Sun in this series right now. We've seen a couple of, you know, rain teams every now and again, but it's mostly Sun for weather. So, you know, seeing that Sand come back is pretty cool. Anyway, next, rounding off our top 8 is Luca. It's Luca. Madiko, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to say Luca. But a really interesting team. You know, of course, we do have our standard stuff like the Urshifu Regirock combo. This is probably the Dark Urshifu. I guess I haven't really been paying attention, but I just assume most of them are Dark Urshifu just because it is, you know, the one that everybody's using right now more so, other than for like colossal teams. But overall, you know, we do have our standard, you know, offensive package of the Incineroar, or not this, Urshifu and Regirock, and then we of course have the Lando as well, Tapu Fini, to kind of like round off our you know, the physical attacking part of the team, which is the Mimikyu and the Lando. Or the Lando doesn't actually get the effects of the Surge because it's flying. But same with Urshifu. So you're not getting burned with those Pokemon, which is really good. You do have Heatran as well, which is really interesting. Heatran is something we haven't seen very much explored in this format, but I definitely think it's really good. You know, you have Shuka Berry, which is really good. Get rid of your 4x weakness, the only 4x weakness. But it does a lot of damage, you know, in the special attacking department, which is really good for this team because this team... Well, honestly, this team is pretty well balanced with, you know, the Magnet Regirock as well. So you're doing a lot of damage in different ways. You have Calm Mind, Tapu Fini as well. So it's just, honestly, it's a really well balanced team. So awesome way to round out our top 8. Anyway, we do have through 28th place, so let's look through the rest. We're going to go a little bit less in depth as, you know, per usual, because we are already 15 minutes into the video, so we're going to go a little bit less in depth. Anyway, in 9th place, we have a Metagross team, which is really cool. Metagross Zapdos, which is really interesting. Zapdos is a Pokemon that I still feel is underexplored as well. You know, everybody just goes for Life Orb, Dynamax stuff. We do see like safety goggles every now and again as well. I do think this is optimal for now. You know, definitely with losing Tailwind, what can we really do with Zapdos other than just attack, right? That's the way it goes. But in this format, you know, I think Regirock is very strong, obviously, and even things like Tapu Koko and of course Thundurus. But Zapdos is a very you know, well-rounded Pokemon. It's fairly bulky. It's incredibly strong. It has speed control with, you know, max airstream. So definitely a good Pokemon in this format. Metagross is also an underexplored Pokemon in this format. We did see it a lot Metatorn in Series 7, and then it kind of fell off immediately. And then Series 8, it was kind of gone because of Solgaleo. Like, if you wanted to use a Metagross team, you would use Solgaleo. And then now in Series 9, I do think it's back. I think, you know, Metagross is a really strong Pokemon. It's Clear Body. It's really annoying to deal with. You can't intimidate it into the ground. And it's just really good. It has a weird speed that you can make it good under Trick Room or Tailwind or without any of that. So it's just good. It's a good Pokemon. I do enjoy it. And then we have Dual Intimidate as well. So that's really interesting. We do have the Tapu Fini, so your Metagross didn't get burned. It's a pretty well-rounded team once again. You know, very physical attacking, except for, of course, your Zapdos. So you do have a lot of, like, you know, well-rounded team. What else am I supposed to say? Anyway, in 10th place, we have another Glastrier team, but once again, once actually, you know, featuring the P2 finally. So we do see the Glastrier P2, Zapdos as well, Urshifu, Amoonguss, and Incineroar. Pretty, you know, standard stuff for Glastrier. You see Glastrier, Trick Room, Electric Mon, Urshifu, usually going to be Regilucky Urshifu, and then either going to be Amoonguss and Incineroar or Rillaboom Incineroar. So, you know, a very standard team, but that's completely okay, you know. Definitely switching from the norm a little bit with Zapdos instead of Regilucky and the Amoonguss instead of Rillaboom. But honestly, I do like Amoonguss a lot on these kind of team comps, just because, you know, Trick Room Amoonguss is dirty. You get those spores right off the bat, and your opponent's just like, dude, I don't know what to do. Taunt this thing. That's it. Like, that's what you gotta do. Next, we've got another Metagross team, which is cool. We do see Entei and Galarian Moltres, which is cool. Is this going to be AV Entei? It is. This is what we see most frequently for Entei nowadays, which is kind of cool. We do see Weakness Policy Metagross in the Safety Goggles Moltres Galar, so that's interesting. The Rotom Wash is back, which is cool. You know, something we haven't seen that frequently in the format, but very solid. A lot of mid-speed Pokemon as well, which opens up for a really optimal Trick Room engine, which is the P2. So yeah, and screens, of course. Grimmsnarl with screens. Actually, it might not even. Yeah, it's screens. It's screens. What do you expect? You know, if you don't see, like, I don't know. We've seen like some that is just like Trick with Lagging Tail or Full Incense, and then like you know, like Spirit Break and Thunder Wave and Taunt and stuff. So it doesn't always have to have screens, but it typically will run screens. Next, in 12th place, we have an Alcremie team, which is really interesting, decorating up that Glastrier, which is cool. We do see the Trick Room featured on the team as well with the Glastrier, which is good, and Celesteela at mid speed is pretty good. And then, you know, some faster Pokemon. The Lando T's like at the fastest of not fast, you know what I mean? Like, it's like 157, I think. So it's, you know, faster than a lot of Pokemon, but it's not as fast as like base 100 and plus speed. So it is fast, but still can run rampant under Trick Room. Assault Vest as well for that. I was just curious. And of course, Celesteela is its mental or power herb with Meteor Beam stuff. We haven't been seeing that very frequently in this format. We've really been seeing like Life Orb, Dynamax, like Assault Vest Dynamax. It's just gonna like get big on them and just punch them. So that's pretty cool seeing the Meteor Beam stuff. Once again, you know, it's been a little while since like Series 7. We saw it in Series 7, but haven't seen it since really. Next, in 13th place, we have another Zapdos, you know, Heatran stuff, pretty good stuff, you know, good stuff in general, you know, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, Urshifu, P2, very well-balanced team. You know, good Trick Room engine. Heatran likes Trick Room, definitely. It might even be mid-speed. We can't tell from this, but that it could be the case. And we do see fake tears on the Grimmsnarl, no screens actually, so we could see like a Grimmsnarl Heatran lead, where you just pop out the fake tears on it. Heatran goes crazy. You have Trick for good speed control, so it's really cool cool team there. So in 14th place, we have a Registeel team, which is really interesting. Blastoise as well on the teams, probably G-Max, doing, G-Max Blastoise stuff with Life Orb. It is. Garchomp, White Herb, that's pretty cool, don't intimidate me. And then we also have Swords Dance, which is really cool. So a really well-rounded team once again, very offensive, but then you do have, Grimmsnarl with screens as a little bit of a backbone, and then Registeel, of course, as well, for that, which is really cool. So a lot of really interesting stuff on that team, and yeah, we like to see it. We like to see Registeel. Too bad we don't have any rental codes. I would be interested in using a Registeel team. We'll see what happens. In 15th place, we have another Ferrothorn Regigigas combo, or Ferrothorn. Weezing Regigigas combo, the first one we've seen today. This is something, it always gets like a couple top cut places, but it never wins. We never see Regigigas Weezing win. It should. It's kind of, like what's going on. What's about to happen, but it can still, just run away with some big wins, and it's a very solid combo. Dragapult as well, probably Life Orb, Dynamax kind of, or, oh, it's a Sod Vest, yeah, because Life Orb has to be on Reggie. I guess it doesn't have to, but it usually is. Giga Impact, a Sod Vest, very cool. Very cool stuff from that. So yeah, that is 15th. So in 16th place, look at this. Hey, we got another meme team. Not actually. This is, this is likely the same player that did it last week. The Spectre, the Spectre, the Psyspam, the Leopard with the Copycat onto your Hatterene for that Trick Room Shabazz, right? And then we of course have the Shuckle Chansey. Get it out of here! Can we stop doing this, guys? Can we stop with the Shuckle Chansey? I'm just kidding. I like to see it. I hate it. I like to see it, but I hate it. And that's, I think, how most people see it. They're like, wow, respectable that you did it. Took it to a top 16 finish at a 120 player online event. But I hate you. You shouldn't. Like I hate that. I hate that. But it is cool. Next we have in 17th place, we have a Colossal team. Actually, the first Colossal team out of all these, which is really interesting because Colossal has been, incredibly strong throughout series after series. It won Players Cup 1, 2, and 3. Incredible finish by this Pokemon always. And yeah, it's kind of fallen off. Like, we haven't really seen it much in these events. We haven't really seen it. These are really like the biggest events that we have access to right now online, other than the Players Cup. But Players Cup is so spread out. It's weird. But yeah, Colossal team is pretty cool. We have the Urshifu, the Dragapult Dual Axis. We also have Scope Lens, Togekiss most likely. Yeah, Scope Lens, Super Luck. And then Incineroar, Rillaboom, your tried and true duo in the back, which is always there. Next we have Regirock, which is cool. Regirock and Alolan Marowak on a P2 Trick Room team is pretty cool. We have Celesteela. What's Celesteela doing here? Safety Goggles, Leech Seed stuff. Okay, so not interestingly enough, it has Leech Seed and it's Air Slash Flash Cannon, but it doesn't have like leftovers. So it's Safety Goggles with like dual like supportive with the Leech Seed Protect, but at the same time you have like Flash Cannon, Air Slash for damage. So this could be like a Dynamax Pokemon, most likely. It probably has some special attack investment, so that's really interesting. Thick Club, Marowak, something we don't see very frequently, but it is cool. Alright, obviously we see the Thick Club on it every time, but yeah. And it also does have Lightning Rod for the Celesteela, which is pretty good. Sword Fast Rillaboom. Yeah. 19th place. We have a PZ, which is Series 6 stuff, baby. PZ Clef, something, this was the most, used combo, the scariest combo to most players in, in Series 6, with the Urshifu as well. This is right out of Series 6, but then, of course, we have Regieleki, Incineroar, and Dragapult, which none of those Pokemon were allowed in Series 6, so, yeah, but PZ Clef is cool. I'm really, that's actually really cool. I would like to explore that again in Series 8, or in Series 9 format, but probably not gonna. But I still think it's cool. Next, in 20th place, we have a Celesteela and Garchomp duo team here. We've got, Amoonguss, Rillaboom, or Amoonguss, Incineroar, Grimmsnarl, Rotom, Wash. Some just good stuff behind that, pretty good combo here. Life Orb, Garchomp, just doing the most, doing a lot of damage. Swords dancing up, just doing good damage, putting our guys into beast boosting range. Take big knockouts with Celesteela, get big on them, and it's a good time. So, Next, we have our first Sun team, which is the Torkoal, Venu, Charizard. I am pretty surprised to see Torkoal, Venu doing not that well in this, in this series. I was expecting it to be one of the most played combos, and it's just not really. So, or according to these events. Of course, we do have some more here as we go down, but overall, none until, what was that, 21st place. Crazy. Yeah, good stuff, though. We got the P2 as well for the Torkoal. I said that weird. I don't know why I said that weird. Anyway, next we do have a Whimsicott Dracovish, which is cool. Regilucky and DD male combo, which is cool. Or that's not really a combo, but they're there. Thundurus as well, which is an interesting pick here. You don't want to get your Dracovish. This could be Prankster. It's not. It's Defiant Life Orb, but it could have been. Because the only thing we're really protecting from that Intimidate is Dracovish. So, yeah, Thundurus is just going to be a Dynamax option if you just, if your opponent has Lando to deal with your Regilucky or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. Where was I? 22nd place. In 23rd place, we have a Stakataka, which is cool. Something we don't see too frequently. We do see it usually, it's like usually 1 or 2 in top cut. But yeah, here's our one for this event, which is cool. I love to see Stakataka. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. Definitely a good Pokemon. Next, we got some more Sun stuff and Regilucky Urshifu combo. Very basic team for that, but, good basic, stuff like that. We do see Galarian Zapdos, which is one of my favorite Pokemon out of the newest gen. Zapdos is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so just seeing that is cool. Regilucky, we see the Whimsicott Dracovish, something we haven't seen in a while, but, I mean, that's the second one we've seen so far today. So that's pretty cool. Cinderace as well. It's cool. Some Glacier stuff. Pretty basic team for Glacier, honestly. You have the Regilucky and Urshifu, and then you have Tapu Fini and Incineroar with the Dusclops, Glacier. Very standard stuff for that, but that's okay. And then next we have once again, pretty standard team overall, except for the Celesteela. The Celesteela might even be doing other stuff. Yeah, it's Leftovers, Leech Seed. That's kind of how I felt like it was going to be there. With a heavy Slam Air Slash as well, so cool stuff. And then last but not least, we do have another Colossal team. This time without the Dragapult though, so that's cool. But it does have the Glacier, so you have the Incineroar, Rillaboom to tie in, either one of those combos that you want to bring, and then you just bring the boys in the back. So it's cool. Anyway, that is it for that. Let's go ahead and look at the usage stats real quick before I end the video. So Incineroar being number 1. Can you believe it? I can't. And then in second place, we see the P2, the Regilucky, the Tapu Fini, and Grimmsnarl. None of these are surprising in top 5, right? All of these make sense to be in top 5 for sure. Next in 6th, we have Lando, Rillaboom, Glacier, Spectrier, Urshifu, both Urshifus up there, which is a little surprising, not gonna lie. So definitely some of them that I was looking at, some of the teams that I was looking at are gonna be Water Urshifus, where I assumed they were Dark Urshifus. So that's my bad, but they are both right next to each other and play in usage stats, so that's interesting. Celesteela, Togekiss, Dragapult, Zapdos, really nothing too special there. All of these usage stats make a lot of sense, Seeing Torkoal, Venu is a little low. I would definitely think of them as top 10, top 15 potentially. And they're, just shy of top 15. We do see Galarian Moltres as well being a little bit lower than I was expecting for this format. Dusclops really getting a lot less usage than P2. That's kind of what we were expecting for the format. Metagross, Garchomp, Clefairy, all these Pokemon are good. They deserve to be that 20 to 30 range. Kartana's seeing a little less play than I was expecting. Thundurus seeing a little less play than I was expecting. And yeah, that's about it for the video and everything. So yeah, good stuff to all players that participated and made top cut and made final top cut, top 8. Good stuff. All of that is awesome. Hope you're making it to the qualifying series at the end of the qualifier, qualifying format. Good luck to all participating players. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe makes a huge difference. And come to this website, check them out, give them some support. If it wasn't for Victory Road VGC, I would lose half my content on this channel right now. So, that'd be unfortunate. But thank you so much. Shout out to Victory Road VGC. Of course, I'm going to link them in the description down below. So if you want to, come out over here and give them some support, check out the description. Anyway, hope you have a good week. Goodbye.